The official numbers are out, so who won the battle for Christmas Day? The NBA or the NFL? What's up, you guys? I'm DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club, and welcome to the very last day of the 12 days of RADmas. I hope that you guys enjoyed this series. If you haven't seen all the videos, then make sure that you go check them out, give them a like, because we will be donating half of the earnings from these videos to animal shelters in Texas. So obviously, you guys, all the views, likes, comments, all of the things are greatly appreciated and will be going to a great cause. With that, you guys, for this very last RADmas video, I wanted to keep on the Christmas theme and talk about the Christmas Day games, both the NFL and the NBA. So the numbers are in, and the NFL averaged 24.2 million viewers across their Christmas Day doubleheader, and the NBA averaged 5.25 million across their 5 games on Christmas Day. The popular streaming service carried both NFL contests, the Steelers vs. Chiefs and the Ravens vs. Texans, on Christmas Day, drawing in an audience of nearly 65 million viewers in the United States, Netflix announced in a press release that cited Nielsen data. So according to the data, 24.3 million viewers watched the Ravens and the Texans, with a peak at 27 million during Beyonce's halftime performance, and an average of 24.1 million people tuned in for the 1 p.m. game between the Chiefs and the Steelers. I feel like we could have all expected that Beyonce's performance, whether she was performing for an NBA game or an NFL game or a hockey game or a baseball game, whatever that would be, that would draw viewers. We knew that was going to happen. She had an incredible performance, so I'm not surprised to see that the viewership spiked during Beyonce Bowl. So with those numbers, you guys, those 2 games now hold the distinction of being the most streamed games in NFL history. Now for the NBA, the Knicks Spurs averaged 4.9 million viewers, Celtics 76ers 5.1, Timberwolves vs. Mavs 4.3, Lakers and Warriors 7.7 million, and Nuggets and Suns at 3.8 million. So obviously, you guys, if we are just looking at the numbers, then the NFL completely wiped the floor with the NBA. I think that most people were expecting that the NFL would have much greater viewership numbers, especially with the NBA numbers overall being down all season. But there is still an argument to be made that Christmas Day is still with the NBA. Now, from these Christmas Day NBA games, viewership is up 84% from 2023. And there's definitely an argument to be made about the quality of the games. The NFL games were both blowout games. They weren't great competition. And nearly all of these NBA games were exciting. The players looked like they were ready to go. They were excited to get on the court. There was a lot of hype behind it. So if you're looking at quality of product, the NBA games were actually better. However, most Americans tuned in to the NFL games. Now, I saw a comment that was so interesting, and somebody said that they tuned into the Lakers-Warriors game because they weren't sure if this would be the last Christmas Day game that LeBron would play on. We have heard in the last couple weeks, LeBron and Steph Curry both talk at length in interviews about them thinking about retirement and saying that it is just around the corner. I personally do not think that LeBron would retire after this season. I don't think he's going to retire until he does like a full LeBron retirement tour. That just seems very LeBron of him. But it's interesting to see that some fans were tuning into these games because they don't know how much longer they have left of these superstars and they want to take in every moment. And of course, still the highest viewed game on this Christmas Day slate was the game between LeBron and Steph Curry, who are arguably still the 2 biggest faces of the NBA. Now, that has been the criticism of a lot of fans and people who are looking at these NBA ratings and saying, why isn't the NBA exciting? Why don't people care as much? And a lot of people are saying that the media, social media, doesn't focus on stars beyond LeBron and Steph Curry, some of the older heads who are getting ready to retire, and they need to focus on some of the younger stars in the NBA because that is who they are going to be passing the torch to very soon. Now with that, I actually saw a graphic that the NBA put out just a couple days before this Christmas Day game that shared the top 10 most viewed players in the 2024-2025 season. And as you can see, the players with the yellow next to their name, those are the players who were playing on Christmas Day. So 7 of the 10 players played during the Christmas Day game slates, which could be a reason why viewership was up. These are people that the people want to see. LeBron James is still at the top, being viewed 623 million times. What I also thought was interesting is that Ja Morant is in that number 2 slot. Now, Ja Morant is arguably one of the most exciting players in the NBA. He is super athletic. Everyone loves a Ja Morant dunk. That's why I was really nervous when he said in an interview that he was done dunking. He literally said that, and then 3 days later did like a double pump, like reverse dunk. So he clearly lied to all of us and he just can't help himself. But that is something that is so exciting about his game. He is really fun to watch. But I thought it was interesting that he's number 2. And then we have Victor Wembanyama at 3. And Victor was somebody who we've seen the most hype around Victor going into his rookie season. Like, that's the most hype that we've seen around any NBA players since LeBron James. This list might be an indication of who people want to see and who actually could become the next face or faces of the NBA. So getting back to the question that I posed at the beginning of the video, who won Christmas Day? Now, after LeBron and the Lakers beat the Warriors in like a very close game on Christmas Day, LeBron said this. He said, "I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day." Now, NFL fans were definitely using this to their advantage, especially after they saw the viewership and the ratings numbers. And a lot of people in media and fans are also saying that the NFL is bigger globally than the NBA, and I would definitely have to disagree on that. I feel like in the US, the NFL is always going to reign supreme. Like, there's just something about the NFL. They have kind of perfected their schedule. They've kind of perfected their amount of games. Every game matters. The NBA is different. MLB is different. Hockey is different. It's going to be hard to compete with the NFL when it comes to viewership, hype. It truly is, and me being a basketball fan and a basketball junkie myself, like, football's the sport of America. It truly is, and I think that that's okay. However, I think that the NBA is bigger globally, and specifically the NBA stars are bigger globally. So if we look at this graph, it says the global interest levels in US-based sports leagues. So if we look at the US, Canada, Mexico, and the UK, the NFL has a greater percentage of adults who think that the NFL is one of their top interests. They are winning in those countries. But if we look at any others that are listed here, all of those, the NBA is way ahead. Myself, having traveled to some of these places, I always think it's so interesting. I play a little game. Any country that I go to, I try to find somebody wearing a NBA jersey. And a lot of times I do it without even like having to look. Anytime I go to a EuroLeague game, there is at least a handful of fans in the stands at EuroLeague games wearing NBA jerseys. Most of the time, it's a Lakers jersey. A lot of the time, it's a Kobe Lakers jersey, because I still feel like he is just the biggest global sports star in the world. Like, the Kobe effect is real, and it's still going. Other jerseys I see are Warriors jerseys and Mavs jerseys. Like, Luka is a big one that I see overseas. And when I talk about overseas, I'm talking about China. I've actually been to China with Kobe. That was the craziest thing I could have ever imagined. And just seeing that in person, seeing how fans react to Kobe in person. I could put up a video right here. There was a funny thing that happened. We were leaving the FIBA World Cup, and Kobe and I were 2 of the ambassadors from the United States, and we were leaving there, but we were leaving separately. Like, he had his own bus, I had my own bus, and the fans thought that my bus was actually Kobe's bus, and the windows were blacked out. I couldn't roll them up or down to like tell the fans like, hey, it's the wrong bus. Like, it's not, and they're chanting Kobe. Anyway, I've been to China, France, Greece, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Saudi Arabia. And that's why I think even when we're making these videos about NBA ratings in the States and what's going wrong, what's wrong with the game, this and that, there is still such an interest and such a hype around the NBA globally that I don't think the league has to worry much at all, at least not right now. And there have also been reports, and we've heard a lot about it, that Adam Silver is planning on creating an NBA Europe by 2026, like 2026, 2027. could be that first season that we see an entirely new league in Europe that is under the NBA umbrella. They've talked about playing games in China. They have a game in Paris just next month. Like, there are so many opportunities that the NBA is taking to expand overseas. And from what I see in the NFL, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, they're not doing as much and there isn't truly that much of an appetite for it. But you guys definitely let me know in the comments below, who do you think won Christmas Day? Was it the NFL? Was it the NBA? Did you tune into any of these games? Did you tune into Beyonce's performance? Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Of course, thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it and click that little subscribe button because we upload new videos every single week. I hope that you guys love RADmas. Thank you guys so much for tuning into all these videos. And with that, you guys, I will see you next time. Ooh, yeah.